Hello, my YouTube friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Zach Scriven. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys are new around here, well, welcome to the channel. If you guys are a returning subscriber, thank you guys for supporting the channel. And in today's live stream, we're going to be talking about the week in crypto. What an amazing week. Last week we did a cryptocurrency live stream, and in those 7 days, more has happened in cryptocurrency than probably like the last 7 months. We had all-time record highs. We had all-time record drops. We had new news. So we're going to get into that. If I can pull up my notes here. Let's see what we got. We have a cryptocurrency price review. We're going to dive into the prices of cryptocurrencies so we can kind of see where they're at and how they've been trending. We're going to talk about Bitcoin Cash being released on Coinbase. Bitcoin Cash is a alternative, not an alternative currency. It is Bitcoin, but when Bitcoin forked into two different versions of the blockchain, one was continued to be Bitcoin as we know it, and the split off was Bitcoin Cash. Now you're able to buy it on, well, not really, but we'll get into that. And then we'll talk about Charlie Lee, who sold off his entire Litecoin stake. For those of you guys that don't know, Charlie Lee is the inventor of Litecoin, former Google employee. Then he moved to Coinbase. Coinbase is the most popular online digital currency marketplace. Pretty much everyone that I know uses it. A lot of my friends and YouTube channel have chosen to sign up with Coinbase using my referral link in the description. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for doing that. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel, and it just kind of motivates me to make more content for you guys, share that with you guys, and just kind of just follow this industry, right? And you know, maybe some of you guys are like, hey guys, you know, I just bought crypto this week at 20,000. I dropped Bitcoin at 20,000, and now it's at, you know, dropped down to 11,000 today. So don't worry. You know, this is natural. You know, it just kind of got to sell off. Hold on one second while I'm going to pull up my screen here so we can actually look at some of these prices. All right, here we go. All right, how's that, guys? Can you see it? We got the Litecoin price right here. Yeah, so Litecoin is trading right now about $277. We had a pretty good solid week. We were kind of maintaining 300 plus price range, and you know, we saw a major sell-off 2 days ago is when Charlie Lee made that announcement of selling off his coins. That itself didn't seem to make the price drop. It's just within the last 24 hours we have just seen the biggest sell-off that we have ever seen. Right now I'm looking at GDAX. GDAX is a more high-frequency trading platform. It's owned by Coinbase. Let's look at the 1 day. This is 6 hour, 1 hour. Okay, so here we have like the last few days, and look at all this red here. This was earlier today. We saw as low as 144, and if we look back, you know, it's kind of recovered since. You know, it was like a flash crash is the best way that I can describe it. Let's look at the Bitcoin price chart. You know, Bitcoin was nearly hitting 20,000, but you know, today dropped as low as 10,000. So you know, if you guys are watching, if you guys set up an alert, that would have been a great time to get in on that dip. You know, right now we've kind of stabilized back around the $14,000 price range. So you know, this is good. You know, it's kind of natural to have these sell-offs, right? We kind of have this big uptrend right here, and then we have a little sell-off. This is kind of normal. We got another uptrend, and we get the sell-off. So like those people that bought in right here, like around December 7th, you know, all-time high of 18, 19,000, then kind of went back down to 14. Then they bought back in. Once that started going down, they're like, oh my gosh, I bought it at 16. It's now 15, 14. They're like, I'm going to sell. And so they just kind of, you know, that domino effect just happened, you know, just today, until everyone's sense kind of kicked back in. And it's like, hey, Bitcoin is $10,000. Like, let me buy as much as I can right now. So it kind of bounced back. You know, could this be the bubble popping, maybe, or could it steam up and rise up again, and the bulls take back and go back in? That could be a possibility too. We don't really know. My guess is if you own Bitcoin right now, I would recommend holding. And if you guys haven't bought in Bitcoin, you know, earlier today would have been a great time, but you know, right now is not a bad time either. So the markets have kind of stabilized. So, you know, earlier, like, let's look at drop into Coinbase. Like, can we even purchase Bitcoin right now? Yeah, it looks like it's all good. Before, they kind of had frozen the markets because just too many people were trying to sell, literally. Like, I don't know if they try to freeze their selling to prevent that crash from going even lower, or if their servers truly were overloaded. You know, we don't really know. Yeah, so let's see. And then let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum price $690 trading at right now. The lowest that it kind of went was, let's see, look at the 1 hour. 457 was the lowest that it crashed earlier today. It's kind of been stabilized. Let's look at the recent. Right, so we kind of had a big run up here from early November, around $300, peaked up at 400 towards the end of November, 500, and then just went absolutely parabolic along with all these other cryptocurrencies. As of December 20th, all of the top 20 major cryptocurrencies, let me say that again, every single one of all the top 20 cryptocurrencies had all-time highs within the past 4 days. So Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, IOTA, Dash, all these ones, I don't even, you know, remember all of them. They all went to their all-time high. Let's look at coin market caps so we can kind of see what we're talking about here. Bitcoin, Ethereum. So this is coinmarketcap.com. This kind of shows you the market capitalization, like the total value if you take the price that it's trading at times all of the circulating supply. That's the market cap. So like right now, Bitcoin's at $241 billion. All of cryptocurrencies right now is at $547 billion, meaning the Bitcoin represents 44% of all of the cryptocurrency market cap. So this market cap actually had reached up over 600 billion before going down into the 400s. So it lost, you know, a good like 20-30% and has now kind of stabilized. I don't know. I kind of see the market cap continuing to rise into the next year until it hits $1 trillion. I mean, at 600 billion, we're really not that far from $1 trillion. So, I mean, that would basically put Bitcoin at a $500 billion market cap. So maybe around a price of like 20 to 30,000, and plus all these other coins also increasing in valuation. They all kind of seem to go in not directly correlated, but like if Bitcoin's going up, you know, typically all the other ones are going up, right? Because you can not only exchange US dollars for Bitcoin and US dollars for Litecoin, but you could also exchange Bitcoin to Litecoin. So these different fluctuations, like maybe Bitcoin's heading up faster than Litecoin or Litecoin's heading up faster than Bitcoin, you could be trading and taking advantage of those deviations. So like moving your money from Bitcoin to Litecoin. I'm probably getting too technical right now. I just, you know, what can I say? I'm so passionate about this. I just think it's so cool. You know, the blockchain technology. Like if 2017 was the year of crypto, I believe 2018 will be known as the year of the blockchain, and where we really start to see some of the utility and applications that are enabled by cryptocurrency and by the blockchain actually start to touch our daily lives more and more. Right now it's kind of foreign to people. People hear about it on, you know, Facebook and then buy a couple $100 or take out a loan on their house, which I don't recommend, and buy a bunch of Bitcoin. So, you know, obviously, you know, we're in a bit of a market hype right now, but I do think that, you know, even if there is a bit of a pullback like we had today, you know, we'll bounce back like we did. So, you know, if you're in it for the long haul, just, you know, stay determined, stay disciplined. Don't make the same mistake that I did when I started in crypto back in late 2013. I bought like 2 Bitcoins, and then it went down. It went from 1,000 down to like 400 or 500, and I sold. It went all the way down to 250. You know, what can I say? Like, obviously hindsight's 2020, but if I had just stuck with my initial core principles and believing in the technology, believing in Bitcoin, and just sticking with it, then I would be in a better position than I am now. So that's kind of why I'm here too. It's like to encourage you guys to do the research, share the information with you, and kind of grow, you know, and learn about different things regarding cryptocurrency. So let's see where we at here. Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, let's talk about Bitcoin Cash here for a second. So this is my Coinbase account. You know, as you guys can see here, I don't have a whole lot of money involved in it, but I am, you know, I do have some skin in the game right now. Like what I put in here, it's mostly a lot from when I first signed up for Coinbase. I got a $5 referral fee in 2014. That $5 alone is worth like $80 now, and then I put $100 in when Bitcoin was like half the price it is right now. So that's what you see there. And then I bought a Litecoin at $100. Now it's $275. So this Bitcoin Cash right here. So what happened in late August is Bitcoin, the miners collectively agreed, well, a group of them agreed to start following a new set of rules to kind of solve some of the problems that Bitcoin was having. Bitcoin, while it's really secure and great, it has some limitations as far as like being able to quickly confirm transactions and being able to process a lot of transactions. Like right now, if I were to send Bitcoin, it'd cost me about $10 to be able to incentivize the miners to record my transaction a bit. So Bitcoin Cash came out to kind of make those transactions a little bit easier. So if you own Bitcoin Cash on that day, or if you own Bitcoin on that day that it split, just like a stock split, you would receive an equal number of Bitcoin Cash. So I had 0.077 Bitcoin on that day, and now I have 0.077 Bitcoin Cash, which is right now, with Bitcoin Cash being around $2,600, that's worth $20. So when I said, I was like, all right, well, Bitcoin Cash is right out, like, let me buy a little bit, right? So let's look at the 1 week. This is where it came out earlier this week on Tuesday. It basically shot up to over $3,000. Like, it just went parabolic, and you could not even buy it. Coinbase was blocking all transactions. GDAX, you were able to buy it, but yeah, I don't know right now. Let's test if we can actually buy some Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, let's see if I were to buy like $100. Looks like it would work right now. So it looks like Bitcoin Cash price has stabilized enough that you can actually buy it now. So that is cool. I'm not really sure where I sit on the Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin conversation. I think there's a lot of information to soak in, and you know, there's different theories, like, you know, Bitcoin Cash, is it going to overtake Bitcoin price, or is it going to become equal to Bitcoin price, or is it going to represent, you know, some percentage of Bitcoin price? It's hard to tell. You know, Bitcoin right now has definitely the first mover advantage. So it has that going for it. And it is the, like, it's the digital gold, like it's the gold standard of all cryptocurrencies right now. So if it maintains that way, you know, then Bitcoin is a sure success in the long run. If that helm is overthrown by another cryptocurrency or another Bitcoin alternative, then, you know, then that Bitcoin might go down a little bit. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So, you know, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, we'll go live again and we'll talk about it, and just kind of follow it, you know, and, you know, like if you're not aware of it, then how are you going to know to take advantage of these opportunities? So, you know, so let's see. Talked about that. Let's talk about Charlie Lee. That was an interesting piece of news here. Let's see if I can find the tab here. No, I don't have it open anymore. So Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, how I mentioned, he worked for Google, so he's obviously really smart. Went to go work for Coinbase when it was in its startup phases, like in 2009, 2010. So obviously he became very familiar with cryptocurrency and the blockchain, and he saw some of those problems with Bitcoin and created a system similar to Bitcoin, but using something called the Lightning Network, which Litecoin has. It can confirm transactions in as low as a second using the Lightning Network. You know, instead of every 10 minutes a block in the blockchain being created like Bitcoin, it's every 2.5 minutes. So it's a little bit easier to confirm transactions, and the transaction fee is lower. In Charlie Lee's words, he was not trying to replace Bitcoin, but he was trying to create like a silver to Bitcoin's gold. So whereas Bitcoin is more of a store of value and where you keep a majority of your wealth, the silver is kind of used more easily for transactions, maybe buying your coffee with Litecoin, you know, but maybe buying a house or a car with Bitcoin, you know, and maybe exchanging a certain amount of Bitcoin into Litecoin, like kind of like you're checking in your savings, you know, once a month or something like that. You know, we don't really know where it's going to go, but so basically what he did was he had a tweet and people were claiming that he was tweeting to increase the price of Litecoin to personally financially benefit. Obviously that's not really true because he's already really well off. You know, if he was working for Coinbase, I can't imagine that he doesn't have, you know, several, you know, amounts of Bitcoins and, you know, obviously he's, you know, earned a lot of money and stuff like that. So he's not really doing it for financial gain. So he just sold off all of his big Litecoin to remove all doubt that what he's doing is just trying to personally benefit himself, but that he's just trying to promote Litecoin as a, you know, as a use and its functionality. And, you know, I was actually kind of thinking, I'm like, wait, maybe this is just a really great excuse for him to just unload all of his Litecoin because he thinks that it's inflated right now and it's going to go down. It's just speculation on my part. I don't really have anything to back that up other than that it crashed, you know, the next day or 2 days later. But I think that's just a coincidence. And, you know, like I said, he, you know, is probably already really well off. You know, he didn't say how many Litecoins he has, but, you know, he's obviously millionaire, tens of millionaire easily. But, you know, that's not the point. Just found it kind of interesting, something to think about. Some people even think I short Litecoin. So in a sense, it's a conflict of interest for me to hold Litecoin and tweet about it because I have so much influence. I mean, he has a good point, you know. I'm not sure how I would feel in his position, you know, taking that kind of criticism. So it's better just to remove your hands of it. And, you know, what is kind of weird though is like if he actually is a believer in Litecoin, eventually he has to own some Litecoin to be able to use it for all these benefits that he's talking about, right? So maybe he still owns a little bit. Maybe he'll buy in later when the price is more stabilized. Who knows? Maybe he just did this as a PR stunt and he actually does own some. I don't know, you know. But for the most part, I kind of believe it. I think it's legit. Litecoin right now sitting at number 5 in total market cap of 15 billion, price of 280. 54 million Litecoin in circulation. Now remember, Litecoin and Bitcoin are finite in the number of coins that they can ever be created. With Bitcoin being at 21 million, Litecoin being at 84 million. So Litecoin can have 4 times the amount of possible coins ever. So that's kind of what makes its value increase over time versus decrease. Like with the US dollar, we have inflation because the government is printing it at a stable and, you know, albeit at a stable and predictable rate, like 2 to 3% per year. It is decreasing over time. So that kind of increases. What that does is it encourages spending, and it encourages debt, right? When you hear we say we have a debt-based economy, that's kind of what that means. Is the more someone takes out a loan to buy a house or to buy a car, the more money that gets created out of thin air to circulate within the economy. You know, there's like M1, M2. If you guys are familiar with finance and economics, like I think M2 is something like $80 trillion, and M1 is like $2 trillion. M1 being like the total circulation of cash, and M2 being like all of the accounts, like the digits in your Chase account added up with all the different digits. And that's kind of really what our US dollar system is, really, because once you make a deposit into a bank, then that bank can loan it back out, and there's a deposit reserve. So with Bitcoin, you don't have any of that. You just have 21 million maximum Bitcoins. Right now there's 16.7 million in circulation. The miners are slowly getting these Bitcoins, like 25 for every block, and that gets distributed across all the miners because they're supporting the network and the infrastructure. And so that's kind of in essence, why it's worthwhile holding one, because there's only going to be so many. Same thing with Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. Now Ethereum is slightly different. So on one hand we have inflationary currency like the US dollar, and on the other hand we have like non-inflationary currency like Bitcoin. Ethereum is not limited in the number of Ethereum tokens that can be created. Now it is limited in the rate that it can create new coins. So what that means is, like, I don't know off the top of my head how many are created each block, but let's just say it's like a 10,000 a day or something like that. As this total circulating supply gets larger, that fixed amount of 10,000 becomes a smaller proportion of the total circulating supply. So it's inflation that trends towards zero. So like if this year the inflationary percentage is like 3 or 4%, next year it'll be like lower than that and lower than that until it approaches zero. So it's just a different model, and something kind of important to understand, in my opinion. So it's disinflationary. So it's not inflationary, like whereas the US dollar, the more that gets created, the more faster that they get created, right? Like last year we increased the federal deficit budget like by 2 trillion, and next year maybe like 3 trillion and 4 trillion and 5. It just kind of goes up and up over time, whereas this stays fixed at a fixed amount. So as a percentage it goes down over time. Yeah, let's see, do we have any questions in the YouTube chat? How many I don't know if we have anyone watching right now.
Start answering questions.
How often does she have tenants? Oh, this is the other live stream. So if you guys want to join in, this app that I'm using is called appear.in, and what it does is it's basically like a conference room, and you guys can just hop in. If you went to appear.in/Zach Scriven, you could join in and ask questions right now if you really wanted to. I don't want to share that one. So I might be wrapping it up here pretty soon, but for future reference, appear.in/Zach Scriven, ask the questions in the YouTube live stream. Let me know like what you guys think about cryptocurrency. Do you guys own any?
You don't do. It's a good investment.
Yeah, thanks, Albert. Yeah, let me pull up my screen here. Let's see if we have comments on the Facebook group. Great content, sir. Sup, dude? Hasib. So yeah, if you guys are looking for more content, I definitely recommend checking out Crypto Nick on YouTube. He is 17 years old and he's a crypto millionaire. He has really great content, way more up to speed on it than I am. I'm not really a cryptocurrency channel. I'm kind of just a channel about whatever is interesting to me and my expression of that and my interpretation of that. But Crypto Nick, as you can tell from his channel name, is all about crypto. He started a year ago and he's grown to over $1 million in cryptocurrency. Great content. Check it out. Links to his channel in the description. And oh yeah, let me talk about mining real quick. That was the other thing that happened this week. So last week I talked about NiceHash and how I was not able to mine because there was a hack. Over 4,000 Bitcoins were stolen from NiceHash, which is a crypto mining marketplace. So second here. So yeah, let me pull it up here. It's back online now. So, and what they said was, if you were mining and you lost some money to this hack, which I lost about just under 1/100th of a Bitcoin, so around $100+, they're gonna try to give it back. It is shown. It's like right now you have your new balance, which is mining from scratch right now. It went online like 2 days ago. And then you have your old balance, and they have plans to announce the payback schedule of how they intend to pay back these 4,000 Bitcoins in January. So stay tuned for that. But in the meanwhile, if you guys do have like a decent computer, like a good graphics card, like maybe an NVIDIA or AMD, download the NiceHash miner and set it up and start making some side income selling your computing power on this marketplace and get paid out in Bitcoin. Right now I was making between $5 and $7 a day with a GTX 1070. Yeah, it cost me like $500, but you know, in just over a month I'd made over $100. So you know, at that rate the payback would be around 4 to 5 months. You know, so I definitely like it. Let's see here. Now I don't want to actually start mining right now because it might kill the live stream, but yeah, super stoked about that. I was actually mining before I started this. I had to stop it, and I basically just let it run all day, and then when I reach a certain threshold, it's gonna pay me out in Bitcoin. And basically what it's doing is it's being a part of the blockchain, and it's helping run mathematical calculations to find prime factorizations of large numbers to encrypt these blockchain transactions into the network. And it could be for different alt currencies like Zcash or Ethereum or Litecoin. Probably not so much Bitcoin because that's moved to ASIC mining, but yeah, like, it's just something fun to do. And like I said, I'm not making a whole lot of money in here, but there's people that have 80 GPUs and they got a whole operation going, so they might have been hurting a little bit when NiceHash went down. I didn't really sweat it. I didn't mine anything for those 2-3 weeks when it was down. I just waited for it to come back up, and now I'm mining again. So that's really cool. So I got the Bitcoin mining income. I got a little bit of referral income by sharing the Coinbase link. So if you guys sign up using my Coinbase link, which many of you guys have done, I'm getting $10 for each one of those. So, that seems to add up a little bit. And like, yeah, so I don't know, what could I say? It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys in the next week with another video. Don't know what I'm going to quite talk about it yet, but maybe talk about crypto, and we'll kind of just see how this goes. I kind of like this format. And yeah, if anyone is a crypto expert or has crypto questions that they want to join in, like I said, on a pure.in/Zach Scriven, leave me a comment or send me a DM. My Twitter handle is @Zach Scriven. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn @Zach Scriven or Facebook. You can pretty much find me anywhere. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you guys in the next week, 9 o'clock on Friday, and we'll go live again, and we'll see where it goes. And we'll maybe we'll do something fun next week. I don't know. We'll see. Still working on this whole content system, so I'm just trying to work it out for you guys. So appreciate the support, appreciate the feedback and love. So don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, and we'll see you guys next week in another episode of Livestream. And peace out.